Generation 2 Plasticon Review! Woohoo! Welcome back to another Plasticon Review. Today we're going to cover something else, some more G2 craziness. And you know, some of you guys out there are just like, that's Transformers Collectors Club. Well, you know what, it might be, but as far as I'm concerned, it's Generation 2. So let's cover G2 Sea-Wing. Yeah, it's part of the Plasticon group. He is an awesome manta ray. Look at this thing. This thing's so gaudy. I love it. I mean, it's insane. The colors of this thing is it's just nuts. I love this fade. This fade is just screams G2. It just does. I like that little bit of purple. I got kind of a purplish, like, it's almost borderline like maroon popping off the top there. It's kind of cool. You can take his little legs here and flip them backward. That way he's like floating along like this. Or you guys can easily do taking a closer look at Sea-Wing though. Without the stand gimmick, he's actually pretty nice. He sits really well. And he's kind of a well-balanced type of figure. You can really kind of put him in a few little poses, especially when he's like in this manta ray pose. I do like that, although he is a little of a chunky robot. But he's very cool. He's got these little guns here that actually just plug onto the very bottom. These little holes here on the bottom of his wings. And you can like kind of put these, you put these guns here. I don't believe they'll fit very well here because the way the plastic's actually made on these. I'm looking at the guns themselves. They're actually kind of cool. Like a little, they're almost like little wings themselves, and I like the idea that these are curved, so that way they actually fit underneath his wings just fine. And these two things here will actually combine together to form a larger gun, which is kind of nice. It's kind of a puzzle piece as it plugs together, but there you go. There's the larger weapon that he gets for his robot mode. So, robots? Yeah, let's turn him into one. Take a look at Sea-Wing in his robot mode. He is very cool. I do like the idea you have this bit of that burnt orange becomes the entire torso. And this nice little, this gray actually has a nice breakup throughout it. Not to mention the, like how the manta ray head just kind of, you know, becomes feet. Very cool. The gun will plug into just the two ports, and he does have this bit right here of a gimmick where his mouth actually does open on the creature mode, but that's it. This doesn't actually open up all the way, so you can put like a gun or anything in it. It does have a bit of a backpack. You can kind of fold it down like this. It's just not a he's got a fairly large back, which is kind of nice. It is cool that these are kind of detented, so you can actually get a little bit of different posing out of the wings themselves. They will sometimes snap completely shut, but you know, there is some molded detail actually in the wings as well, just all the way throughout it. It's kind of nice. I do like it. It does have his combiner port that pops up here in the center of the chest, and there's no Decepticon emblem on him in robot mode, other than on his wings or on the back. So it's a very cool little robot. he does have ability to be able to still interact with his stand. Stand itself is just a big parts forming thing. It's got a smaller handle here, so that way you can actually use this stand portion here as a larger blaster gun. It's kind of nice. And you know, you can actually put the other one in the other hand, and there you go. And then you're gonna have a C-wing that's all armed up and ready to go kick the crap out of some Autobots, right? Because, you know, Generation 2, they're all about extreme. Well, this is about as extreme as it gets, really. But it's very cool. I do like it. This thing here really won't interact much. I mean, you can plug it onto the chest pop part here if you pop this open. It is a standard combiner peg system, but it looks weird when you do this. I mean, it's something you can do. I don't know why you'd ever want to do it, but there you go. You can do that. And actually, since the head is also a combiner part, you can successfully get this off. It looks like a gigantic chest cannon. I find it funny. You can, when you eventually get this pulled off, put this on here so that way you can give him a bit of a, maybe a helmet. Right now he's just a really, really weird looking robot. I find this hilarious. This is one big reason why I love these guys. These guys are so weird, and that's why I like them. But anyway, you know, you don't necessarily have to put that on there. His head sculpt. This head sculpt's got just a bit of detail in there, a little bit of yellow in there to kind of break it up. Would have been nice to see maybe some darker colors there, but that's okay. Could put maybe some red, but you can give it to that. It's pretty cool. I do like him. He is an awesome robot. Tentakill, or however you want to say it, because he is a gigantic squid monster. Sorry guys, but this is a complete Power Rangers vibe here. It really harks to those Super Sentai dude like in a big rubber suit. I just want to beat the crap out of boxy robots. He's cool. I like him. It's very funny looking. I do like the idea. He's got all these tentacles just kind of sticking out every direction. Even his tail looks like a bunch of tentacles, which is literally what they are. They're tentacles. Got two gigantic guns though. Two big guns stick up here off the top of him. He's got that nice metallic sheen going on throughout the entire thing with all this blue. I like the black highlighting here and there, and very, very beady little eyes in there. He just doesn't look happy. I mean, he doesn't look happy at all. It looks like he's mad because somebody ate his friend because they were sushi or something. I don't know. Very, very cool. Back of him's got a lot of light orange. And these guns do come off. And they just peg in these little holes right here on the sides of his head. Because, you know, he's a octopus. Where else are you going to put these things? Anyhow, squid monster. These two guns combine together to form one big gun. And, you know, double target master thing going on here. Doesn't really have any other place you can put this. You can plug these into the holes on the fists in the back. But yeah, you're going to have this side gun thing going on, which is fine, I guess. That's what you like. It's very cool. It does have a lot of copper kind of picked out here and the little fins here on the sides. It's kind of cute. Don't mind it. He's really not that bad. He does have a little bit of articulation with the his little tentacles kind of go back and forth. He does have leg articulation, although it likes to move at the waist. And then, you know, you got this part here. But you can make it look like he's sitting down if you want. It's kind of funny. He's a very cool looking little evil dude. Anyhow, let's check out what he does with this stand. Got this liner port here that flips out here on the back of him. And then you can plug him onto the stand. via that. And there you go, you got a squid monster just kind of hanging out. It does look like he's actually swimming, which is kind of cool. Although he is kind of upside down, but that's okay, because, you know, why not? He's a squid, he can be upside down. He can be upside down, right side up, doesn't matter, because this is the way they normally swim anyhow. He does have ability, if you want to flip this part here out. And then put the double barrel gun up here as well. So that way he's got like a double target master thing going on. And obviously the handle for the gun is this part right here. But, you know, squid monster gun thing, why not? This will actually move up so that way you can actually get this out of the way, so whoever's holding it. And you do have the ability to push this all the way up, which is kind of nice. It's nice that you're able to do stuff like this. So, you know, you can really make him look any way you want. He's got a lot of playability, which is nice, because, you know, why not? He's a squid. I mean, you can even make him sit down like this, which is hilarious. Why not? I mean, he literally can look like, looks like the throne to like one of the, to like a Microman or something. You can sit here. That'd be hilarious. I think I got one. One sec. Hey guys, I do have Microman. Check it out. Look. I guess he kind of sits there. Hey, come on, it's your toy. Play with it however you want, right? Kind of gives you a bit of a scale comparison too. Let's get out of here. Yeah. Let's turn this thing into a robot, because, you know, that's what you guys want to see, right? You guys want to see a robot? All right, let's put this thing in a robot. Here's Tentacle in his robot mode. And he looks cool. He really does. I do like how the all the tentacles and suction cup things all just fall off completely to the back of him. He does actually have his suction cup molded detail here on the little tentacles, which is really neat that they actually did that. I mean, that's something they didn't necessarily have to do. I do like the idea that he can hold both guns just fine. And he does have ability for your little thing here. If you wanted to, you can plug this onto his head and let him have a helmet as well, because he's got helmet head going on too. Why not? This is really cool. I do like this. This is just silly, versatile things like this. You know, I'm sitting here thinking, oh, well, you know, you can always do this too. Nice gun face. There you go. Gun face. Anyway. That's just hilarious. I like toys that I can do all different kinds of things with. It's nice. The gun is able to split and go into both hands if you want to. But looking at his head, his head's pretty interesting. I do like the way his head looks. He does have his eyeballs painted yellow, which is kind of hard to see, especially with all the orange. But they are yellow. And then, you know, the mouth right here, kind of, it's black. It's not any other color, but it almost could be a maroon, but it's not. It's actually black. Pretty cool. Doesn't have crazy articulation like the rest of the guys with their arms, but, you know, he's neat. I do like him. And just how versatile it is for this guy. It's just, I mean, really, if you wanted to, you can give him tentacle head if you want. Like horns if you want, if you really want to do that. But it's actually supposed to all fold backwards. It's nice that you're able to do options like that with these guys, because these guys are just meant to have fun with. I mean, that's the whole name of the game, right? His spindly little legs, though, very spindly little legs. It's kind of crazy how this thing might fall over, but it actually stands pretty good. Cover Scalor, you know, Generation 2 Fishman. That's what this guy looks like. He's cool. This thing reminds me of those silly fish things that you remember seeing playing Castlevania back in the day. They used to jump out and then shoot the thing and then jump back in the water. Yeah, it's exactly what this guy reminds me of. He always has. Yeah, colors. Oh my god, the colors on this thing is insane. I love this scale, like, detail. It's just nuts. It's just really... It just works. I like it. It's so cool looking. He's got these little bitty arms. And he does have a mouth that does like to open. It's very difficult to open sometimes though, because it's just one of those things. I mean, look how sharp those teeth are. Sharp teeth. Sharp, sharp, sharp. I mean, come on. Is that the thing of nightmares and such right there with the gigantic teeth? You know, he's gonna come at you and go, you know. And it does have a hole here in the middle, so that way you can take a gun if you want to and stick it in here, which is kind of difficult to do with these guns. These guns don't really like to fit very well, but there are certain ones that will actually fit. I'm not really sure which one, but yeah. Hey, there we go. My lawyer's gun fits. Now he's got a gigantic gun sticking in his mouth. It's funny. Anyway. Speaking of guns, he's got these two gigantic guns here that go on the back. They just peg in with these little teeny tiny stubs. Then these two actually have ability to combine, which is kind of nice. Says, you know, plug it together just like that. There you go. You got a double-barreled gun thing. So, I don't know, maybe you can make that fit. Doesn't like to fit in his own mouth, which is kind of weird that they would engineer a gun that would not actually fit in the actual toy's mouth. That's okay. It's very cool looking. It's got a lot of kind of coppery bits going on here. And this blue is like it's the same color as Overbite. Same color blue. It's got a lot of metallic sheen in it, which is kind of nice. And look at the back of this thing. It's kind of I like it. He's evil fish man. This is Sharkticon's retarded brother, I guess. I don't know. It's really cool. Do you like him? Look how gigantic his eyeballs are, too. So funny looking. Anyhow, enough of this fish man. Let's turn him into a man. A robot man. Shall we? Oh yeah, I almost forgot. He does fit on the stand. He does look like he's swimming, too. That's what's so funny. He's a fish man that swims. What do you expect? It's hilarious. I do like it. And if you want to turn into that Target Master thing, that's where you flip this here down and pull the stand off. Then take a gun that fits in his head, in his mouth. And there you go. He's now a fish man with a gun in his mouth. Because, you know, that's the thing. Anyhow. Move on to Robot Man. Here's Scalar in his robot mode. And he looks like a man made of fish parts. Who'd have thunk? Anyway, it's really cool. I do like the idea the double-barrel gun actually fits pretty good. And the gigantic gun from the stand works as well. It's very neat. Do like that about him. He has a lot of really dark colors that pop up in this mode. It is really interesting. I do like the idea that you can take this combiner headboard thing here and stick this on here like this. That way he's got a, a helmet. It's kind of funny. I can't get over this helmet thing. This is just hilarious. But it's very cool that you're able to do that. You are not able to separate the guns and stick them on the sides or anything like that. The gun actually has the ability to split, so that way you can put it in both hands if you wanted to. Or push his hand in all the way. And now he's got like a sword. It's a lot of versatility with this toy. I do like this. This is very cool. Because you can can put this on here and plug in his little hand, and there you go. And he's got 2 sword hands. Does have pretty good articulation too. I mean, he does have an elbow joint, which is interesting. It's, you know, it almost becomes a backward elbow, just almost. It's kind of weird, but you know, we expect he's made of fish parts, so why wouldn't he? Head sculpt wise, I actually like his head sculpt. I like the idea that his eyes are yellow and his face is orange, so a little bit of added detail there really works. Does a bit of a backpack too, which is, it's okay, but still, you know, Gaylor's cool. I do like him. He's a little squat, making me more squat when you push him down like that. Makes it even funnier. I do like these. Very cool. The only thing I kind of wish I could do is pull the little fish hand things are off his feet, so that way he actually has proper feet, but that's okay. Nautilator. This is Nautilator. He's a crustacean. Very, very cool. Do like the colors on this guy. He's one of the whiter ones, or the brighter colored of the group. This really isn't a white though. It's like such a palish kind of gray. It's really neat. I do like his little claws here, and how they're all painted black here, and they really, really stand out. It's also got these nice, that odd maroonish purple legs going on there, and then, you know, just got the little crustacean tail. Just kind of, you know, it really does look like a little lobster. Do you like it? It's got this gigantic gun that goes on the front here that, you know, you can take off, and then you can close up his mouth, because he does have a mouth. A lot of these do have mouths, which is really cool. Do like that about this. And then this right here, you can actually peg it kind of in the hand if you wanted to on the side, but it's kind of difficult to get it in there, but you can peg it in there. It just doesn't like to stay very well. But he does have the ability to move his little arms up and down, which is kind of cool. And he's just got a lot of really, really cool detail. Now, he does have the ability to whip out the combiner port. This is in the back and a little more difficult to get out. And it does work with this stand. These stands, man, these stands are awesome. Very difficult to get in there sometimes, but you can get him in there. And it's kind of neat because, you know, he is a sea creature, so it's kind of weird to see his legs up like that. So you can like kind of maybe tuck his legs down a little bit, so that way it looks like he's like swimming along or something. Very cool. I mean, if you really wanted to, you can take like a G2 Bumblebee and stick it under here, and you can be like holding on to him or something, because he does have this clamping kind of mechanism here, which is kind of nice. And it closes up to about there. So he does have the ability to be able to hold like a smaller transformer in there. It's kind of neat. And the gun, like I said, it would fit right under here. And it does have purple on the end, so that purplish same color on here. So this whole piece here is all painted, which is kind of nice. So you're able to stick a little gun here underneath. Just like that. And there you go, he's just floating around going pew pew at whatever he wants to float around and pew pew at. It's kind of neat. I do like the idea that this has the ability to be able to interact with that stand. It's very cool. It's just a nice, different look when it comes to these kind of things. But this isn't all he does, because, you know, obviously he turns into a robot. So let's get on to that one, right? Here's Nautilator in his robot mode. He's very orange. like how much orange actually pops out of the chest area on this thing. It's kind of cool how the gun is the same color. It does look really, really neat. His legs being out like this really makes him look a lot bigger. You can, if you want to, just disconnect the arms, because arms do come off, much like Overbite. And then you can fold these back. And then you can have a little slimmer robot if you wanted to. Kind of hugs the head on the back, which is kind of nice. If you like the idea, you have the option. The option is actually really cool because, you know, that kind of thing is, you know, something you might not necessarily like the way it looks one way, but you're able to change that about these. It does have the ability to use the gun portion of that stand. And, you know, obviously, if you really wanted to, you can do that whole silly thing I did earlier where you can take this, because this is a standard Scramble City port, and put that on there, so that way he's got a helmet. He's got a helmet head going on. It's kind of funny. I find this hilarious that I can do this, but it does have pretty good detail on that head sculpt. It's not too bad. And he does have a Decepticon emblem right there on his chest, which is kind of nice. A little different because considering his other counterpart didn't have it. Although Overbite did. Yeah, Overbite actually had one too, which is kind of nice. So yeah. These two here kind of, to me, are almost similar, especially since they kind of can do the same gimmick with the hole here to be able to turn into a target master, just like Overbite. To do that, you're going to flip this thing here out. You'll leave that down like this, and then you're able to take the gun and stick it here on the end. And there you go. Large target master. This here, you can use this here maybe to hug to go around the arm of the whoever's going to be holding it. You also have the ability, if you want to flip this around the opposite way, put this out and put the gun here instead. It's kind of nice because, you know, options, man, options. You gotta love that. It's what these guys are all about. I do like that. I like that idea. You know, he's so transformed back into robot mode. It's great. It's so simple. It doesn't take long at all. I do like that about him. Overbite, because, you know, G2 and awesome stuff. So here we are with Overbite. Overbite's the shark dude. He looks like a shark with legs and arms. Don't judge him, because he's superior to any other sharks, because he has legs and arms. That means he can walk on land. Anyway, he's really, really cool. I do like him a lot. The color texture is just amazing for this guy. He does have this little gun here. It pegs right here into the bottom. And sometimes it just kind of falls out. Let's get that out of the way for now. He does have an opening mouth. Because, you know, sharks and teeth, and, you know, that's what they have to do. Have a lot of molded detail going on throughout the entire head. And the colors are really, really, really cool. I do like this blue. This blue is very aqua colored. It's got a lot of different coloration going on in there. Very neat. I do like it. The arms do have ability to come off. So if you want to take the arms off, you can. And then you can just take his little feet here and kind of tuck them back. And there you go. Now you got a shark. He also has ability for you to flip out the combiner port, also known as the head, to plug onto the stands, much like his little counterpart. It's kind of cool. I do like it. This is something I really do like about these. Each one of these actually does come with a stand, which is kind of nice because, you know, you can, if you don't want to put this thing together in one big gigantic like combiner or something, you can put him on a stand and just have him floating there like he's under the sea. It's pretty cool. do like him a lot. He's got a lot of really good molded details around him. I do enjoy this one a lot. But, move that thing, because, you know, this isn't all he does, because, you know, he is a robot, right? So let's get on to that. Overbite in his robot mode, and he looks pretty cool. I do like him. He's got the old mono folk going on here, because, you know, the whole G1 aspect kind of thing. It's very cool. I do like how blocky he is. These can be removed whenever you do have him in robot mode, so he does not necessarily need those in the way. Kind of cleans him up a little bit. Does have the gigantic fish fin here sticking off the back, and this little shark fin just kind of just sticks over to the side. You can put it on either side, whichever one you want. There's no real way to kind of tuck it underneath this thing here if you really wanted to. Maybe I guess you could do something like that if you really wanted to make it more symmetrical, but I don't know. I tend to like it like that. He will collapse down, but you know, he can change his height. It's kind of cool. These are very kind of it has like a soft ratchet on his arms, which is kind of nice. And he does have his blaster gun. You can obviously still do the same thing you can do with his other buddy's stuff here, and take this gun here and put it in his hands. That way you've got a secondary blaster gun, which is kind of nice. I do like that about this guy. I like the idea that you can just do all different kinds of stuff with these, because it's very versatile. Now this guy actually has a crazy gimmick that he does. It's a little different than the rest of them, but he does have the ability to turn into, so I'm going to transform this thing here a little quickly. Transforms more or less into a target master gun. I'll flip up this for it, because this here becomes the trigger for it, and that's pretty much it. Kind of cool how his head here's got this. You can, if you wanted to, you can put these little arms here on here and say those are their extra guns or something if you want, but so I think this is much cleaner looking. It's pretty cool. But then again, you know, they're sea creatures, so they're able to do all different kinds of stuff. It's very quick how you can transform him from one mode into the other. There you go. Trap! Because he's a gigantic turtle. He's a turtle. Big turtle. With pom-pom guns. Boom, 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 boom. It's got this lever here. It's very clever that does that. Do that all day. I mean, come on, it's just fun. Do like the size of this guy. He's huge. Huge. How do you want to call it? He's a very large turtle. Very large sea turtle. The sea turtles are huge. You guys didn't know that, they actually are. It's got these gigantic spiky bits here that can actually go forward if you want to. Push them all the way back. This gigantic gun here is removable, so if you don't want this big gun on his back, you can always take that off. He does have a big opening chomper, actually ratcheted, which is crazy. His head can move up and down like this, and like that, so you know you can look down. It's got some pretty good articulation, and it's not bad actually at all for size. Lots of click on that. And these do move. They are ratchets, lots of them. Crazy how the back of it's kind of blank, but that's okay. I can look past that. Anyway, the colors, I like this guy because he actually brings in all the colors. He's got the copper going on here, and the yellow, and then a bit of a fade here on the back with this, that metallic blue. The only thing is, he is actually missing an orange. I would like to see some orange on him as well, but I guess the copper will just have to do for now. It's very cool. I do like him. I like the head sculpt. The head sculpt's awesome because, you know, it's got that nice metallic look going on there. And oops, I'm supposed to be able to see that, but it's neat that his head has ability to move up and down. I do like toys that actually has ability to do that sometimes. Very cool. I do like him, like how blocky he is, how chunky he is. He's very chunky and heavy. Anyhow, that's about all he really does. He doesn't have any interaction with any of the crazy stands that the rest of them do, but you know, he's very cool in his own right. I mean, he's a gigantic turtle. What do you expect? No place really you're gonna be able to plug in that stand anyway. I mean, if you're looking on the bottom of it, there's just not. There's not. Nowhere that I can think of. Because, you know, obviously it doesn't have that pin thing that pops out, so there's no place to actually plug this in to actually make it look like it's floating. About as great as you're gonna get right there. Anyhow, enough of this waffling. Let's turn him into a robot. Here's Snap trapped in his robot mode, and oh my god, this guy's huge. He's like so much bigger than the rest of them. Giant guy. He actually does have ability to still use the pom-pom guns on his back, which is kind of cool. So if you really want to make him like fly in the air, you can do something like that, and you know, or swimming, because you know he's a turtle, he can swim. Gigantic chunk here pulls off the back of the robot, and it actually turns into a shield, which is nice. And the crazy thing about the shield thing here is actually got the same peg system that the rest of the Scramble City has. So you have ability, if you wanted to, you can switch this out and then put it over here onto the other arm. If you really wanted to have his gun and shield on one arm, or vice versa. Does have ability to hold the gigantic sword that the combined version holds. He will hold it. It's very huge, but it works for him. Lots of ratchet. This guy's got a lot of ratcheting joints, which is nice because, you know, you want something to hold this nice pose, and he looks very stoic. I like the design of this guy. He's very cool. Color balance is just awesome. I do like the idea he turns from a gigantic purple turtle into just this big, kind of a Black Knight looking dude. It's very neat. Let me take this off here so you guys can get a better look at that head sculpt. I love his head sculpt. His head sculpt's awesome. It doesn't move or anything, but he's got nice big yellow eyes in there, sunk in there with that big black mouth plate. It's very cool. Colors are really neat. He doesn't have any real articulation in his legs other than going sideways, which we're going to do that. I mean, maybe if you really wanted to try to get crazy here, you can probably get him to do a side kick, but He isn't really going to hold it up very well because he's not balanced really enough to do that, unfortunately. But he does have a bit of ability there. I love the automorph gimmick here with the fists. And it's cool that, you know, once it's actually already turned into a robot, you can actually keep the fist out. It is neat that, you know, that his fist just kind of comes out when you open it up. That is probably the coolest gimmick I've ever seen. Like, this guy's full of gimmicks as far as I'm concerned. You know, he's got the pom-pom guns, he's got automorph fists, a lot of click, a lot of ratcheting, and a very cool looking shield, which I like the shield. The shield's a great touch. This is something I kind of wished more the Scramble City guys did, other than Abominus is the only one that really did that, which, you know, that's probably where they got the idea for this from, Abominus, when they were designing those. But taking a really good look at him without any of his weapons on, he's a very cool looking robot. I do like him. He's neat. Well worth it. Like all the molded detail on the back of his shell here too. I mean, this is molded detail they necessarily did not have to do, but they did. They molded it all in there. Because, you know, you're going to see that when he's in robot mode, so why not? The back legs actually just have the ability to fold up here on the back. You can kind of position however you really feel like. If you really wanted to get silly, you can move these around up front and then give him 4 arms if you feel like. But these don't really have any way of holding anything, so it would have been cool to see like a flip out fists on the bottom of this thing. Would have had 4 arms, which would have been hilarious. I mean, I don't know. I would think it'd be funny, but I like the idea that, you know, all this stuff has nice click and it stays in place when you put him there. He just doesn't fall over or anything. He's decent, and he does have little heel spurs that actually have to be folded out. You don't fold those out, he will fall over if you don't fold this out. So he's pretty back heavy. So that's a great little touch that they actually added that in. That's something that a lot of Transformers nowadays kind of sometimes suffer from. But anyhow, get him to stand there for a second. As I was talking about heel spurs, and he wants to fall over. Yep, there we go. Quick overview of the Seacons themselves as they are as an entire ensemble. These guys are cool. Very neat. I do like them a lot. The colors are just awesome. They just work together really, really well as a team. Very interesting how all those colors just seem to go together really, really well. It's just interesting that, you know, there's little hints here and there, you know, a little bit of yellow on every one of them tie into him, you know, with the eyeballs just being yellow. Works very well. But anyhow, enough of this waffling. Let's get this thing combined, shall we? here is Plasticon in his full-on combined mode, and good lord, this thing is crazy looking. I love it. It's so G2, it's not even funny. These colors are just all over the place. I do like it a lot. It's got some really cool sculpting all the way through. You can still, you know, reach his little pom-pom guns on the back. It's an awesome fade going on throughout his helmet as well. I do like the idea that the target masters work pretty well in his hand. The cool thing is any of these limbs can swap around any direction you want them. That is what's really cool about these Scramble City guys. These actually have ability if you want to. You can put these down more or up more. I just like the idea that you're able to pose things on this thing the way you want it to look. And that is what's awesome about Plasticon. He is one of the coolest Scramble City combiners, considering he's the only one that actually has these Target Master hands. The Target Master hands are completely different than all the rest of the Scramble City combiners. This sword hilt is a lot thicker at this part right here, so that way it could actually grip this. This is literally the same size of all the combiner ports, and it will actually fit just fine. It's cool that this is this way, and it actually has a little bitty metal piece here, so that way it allows you to, you know, turn these if you need to. It's very neat. I do like that ability that he has. There's not much posability you're going to get out of him when he's in this mode, but he is really cool looking. He does have ability to hold a target master or one of his guys in this mode, and just, you know, have ability to hold him up. And depending on who you put here, Nautilator is a little weaker for it, but it's mainly because of his gigantic legs. These crustaceans are kind of weird. They tend to kind of get in the way with a little bit of the bits, but it's really cool how you're able to just take these and put these in any position you want. You can actually use him for the arm, and then use Nautilator for a gun, or if you want to use, you know, Overbite as the gun, or any of them, really. It's really cool. He also does have ability, if you don't want to use the Target Master, to actually put the normal handheld gun that came with Snap Trap in his hand as well. So you can actually have just a standard rifle. It's kind of nice. It's cool that you actually have this playability. That's the whole point of this. And then you can have him turn into, you know, his regular robot mode and just fight aside of him, you know. Considering that's pretty much about it right there for the fighting side. I mean, he's really cool. I do like him a lot. He is literally one of the ones you guys have got to go out and try to find this guy. This guy is awesome. Colors are so cool, and they really do work well, especially with the G2 line. They just fit it to a T. I do like the idea of the fading going on throughout the helmet here. I'll pop his helmet air off real quick, so we can actually, you know, really cool colors throughout the head, and it's got this nice fade. It's really subtle, but it's nice to see that. You know, the paintwork is great, and I do like it. It really does give a cool aesthetic. I like him because he is very Power Rangers looking. He does look like a guy that could literally be in a big rubber suit, just how bulky and crazy it looks, and it just works. I do like this guy a lot. He's probably one of the ones that you guys would really try to acquire when it comes to any of these Scramble City bots. Now, as for like the rest of the guns and such, you can kind of plug them on here and there with all the ports and, you know, the hand portions and stuff. You can put these all over this thing and literally have this guy have spiky bits sticking out everywhere that are guns. It's really cool. Something really cool that I always do with Nautilator, normally if I don't use him for an arm, I like to fold these out here on the back and fold parts here and stick him on the back as if it's like a big back shield, and then kind of fold these up. does make him a bit back heavy though. That's one thing that I've realized with this guy is he is kind of back heavy. So you're going to have to probably put him toward the back of your shelves if you do have shelves for your Transformers. Or just, you know, kind of keep him well balanced. Primarily keep like the arms and such sticking out toward the front so that way he'll have ability to not fall over like that. It just happens, and things like that happen all the time. And a lot of guys get really scared with pegs on this. You know, I can understand that because they can be pretty crazy. But it's nice that, you know, you're able to put an oscillator back there and you're really not able to see him very well until you just turn him around, and then there he is. And you saw this thing, it fell over, an oscillator did not fall out, so he actually sits there pretty well. It's nice, and it actually kind of adds more of a backpack to him. Gives him a little more thickness, which is cool. And if you really don't like the way these are positioned, you can always flip these portions here around the other direction. That kind of give him a little more stability. The reason I like doing a lot of this kind of thing is, you know, this guy here doesn't have ability for his head to move, but this one here does, so that can give you a pseudo knee joint if you really wanted to try to pose him walking. That's kind of a hard pose to get some of these guys into. I've done it in the past, and it works. It does work very well. You just gotta really fiddle with it in order to get a knee joint out of these guys. But it's just all positioning and balance with the Scramble City. Anyhow, this has been Plasticon. This has been yet another Generation 2 review. I'll end up having a heck of a lot more coming to you guys' way. But anyhow, this is me signing off. Peace out to you guys. See you around. Bye.